Howdy folks, Sean here, KJ4PTD. I'm going to shoot a little video. I'm up on the roof, you can probably tell by the shingles, usually gives it away. And got us some ladders set up on the roof, and this here is the beam of a HyGain TH7-DX that I'm going to be putting together. There's the elements, all but element number 4. I'll send it up without that. There's the tower. But figured I'd shoot a little video showing my antenna and showing the progress. And it's a new phone. It's a Cat S48C, I think is the nomenclature for it. Anyhow, it's a Caterpillar phone. Figured I'd see how the video is and how it does. So we'll get some elements thrown in here and start hooking some stuff up and getting her all plumb and true. So KJ4 PTD 73 for now. Alright, so I've got number 2 and number 3 element on first. I put the number 3 on first because it sits on top of the ladder, the way I've got it set up, and that'll keep it from rocking side to side. And then I put on the number 2 element. Have to stand back here and eyeball across them and make sure they're level. Second element's longer, so the tips are going to be a little bit lower, but you just look across the center and make sure they're lined up. So we'll go ahead and lock that one down where it is and throw the next one on. Alright, so I think we might be at our stopping point for the day. Get back here and let you have a look. Got 6 of the 7 beam or elements on. The last 2 elements are sitting on the ground over here. That's number 5 elements. Those 2 of the driven elements there be pulled up later. It leaves a decent enough gap in the middle that I can utilize and make it easier to get this thing up the tower. So, okay, so this is element number 5. The one I've left off right here is number 4. Here's our gamma match, and our hairpin comes out to here. That's my boom guy anchorage. The guy system that comes on this originally is pretty horrible and starts rusting immediately. So this is what I'm using here. It's all stainless and aluminum now. I'll come down here and show you. So this is how I'm connecting my guy to it now. Anytime you're putting on a Crosby, this is a Crosby, be sure to put the saddle portion. So you've got a saddle portion and then you've got a U-bolt portion. Put the saddle on the live line, the live side of it. See, this side's cut. This would be the dead side. Put the saddle on the live side. The U-bolt portion goes to the dead side. It's just a piece of bent aluminum, hose clamped on, and there is a thimble in there, and then a flat washer holding that on. And it's the same thing on the other end. And those come to the middle. This is the mast bracket. And this will go, yeah, hit a button and stopped recording. So this will go up here and down to out there. Turnbuckle so I can take up the slack. And there's another one over there. Up the mast, because I've got enough mast. This goes just at the top of the tower right here. And then these go up about 3 foot higher on this bracket here that gets mounted to the mast. And those turnbuckles go on those 2 bolts there. So we'll be putting all this up tomorrow, and we'll shoot some more video then. But this is what we got for now. I'm going to leave this sitting up here overnight. Got our page printed out of all our measurements. We made sure we were right. Ooh, I do have 2 more pieces I can install. Here, folks, this is a pretty tricky part of the assembly process of this antenna, so I'll actually shoot this part. There we go, that end. And over here again, make sure the words are facing, oop, 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 nope, nope, nope. Okay, bye. All right, guys, I'm gonna go grab that, bring it back up here, throw it on. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Well, it's tomorrow. The antenna's still up there. You might not see it through the trees. Had a storm come through last night, so we ran up there real quick and took it off the ladders and set it flat on the roof so it didn't blow over. I'm sure the ladders would have been fine. I'm sure it wouldn't have went anywhere, but I would have really hated to have heard that thing fall over on the roof and bust something up, damage the roof, damage my antenna. So, ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure. So went up there and set it down. But it's early still. Still drinking my coffee. So going to finish it and get some boots on the feet and get some ropes on the tower and put an antenna up there.
All right, so I'm out here doing an inspection on my guy anchor. And this is one of my elevated guy anchors. It's a 2-inch post with this piece of wire coming off the back here is going into, it's called a duck-bill anchor. It's a drive-in earth anchor. To test my anchor, here, let me set my coffee down so I can show you. To test my anchor, I will stand on my anchor and bounce a little bit, and I can actually feel the tower bouncing. You can see the tower. You probably can't because of the sun, but anyhow, if I can do that and the anchor don't pull out of the ground, it's probably good. But by elevating them like this, it goes ahead and puts the pivot point up here. Driveway's just on the other side of the trees, and this elevates it high enough over the driveway that transfer truck could pull in here if it wanted to still, and not have to worry about the hitting the guy wire. It can drive right under it. But right here, this would be known as the point of daylight. It's where the steel meets the concrete, and I need to get out here and take care of that. I'll get a wire wheel, get some of that old concrete off of there that's still on the pipe, get that nice and shiny, clean it all up, and probably throw an epoxy resin type coating over that to keep her from rusting. Had to get my Starbucks this morning. Got the boots on, got the Starbucks. Nice little Japanese maple we got sitting right here. It's just in the side yard, and you never really see it, but real nice tree over here by my guy anchor. Big, huge oaks. They worry me sometimes. I mean, this tree is awful close to my guy anchor, but what do you do? Just make sure you keep the dead limbs out and know that EHS Skywire stands for extra high strength. Oh man, I just took that spider's web out. Actually went around it. On my way in there, I went around that web. Because I saw him there, and he had a fly or something that he was pulling into his web, making his little cocoon around. So, yeah, so I avoided him to be nice, and then I just completely destroyed it because I'm not paying attention, sitting here talking on the camera to you guys. So, yeah, getting ready to head up the tower and get the ropes up. And just came out to you got to walk your guy wires. Come out and do your inspections on them. Make sure that they're, stand on this one, yep. Make sure that they are substantial and safe and there's no hardware missing, turnbuckles aren't spinning. Just make sure everything looks fine. That's all. I have to do the same thing over here. Point of daylight. It's gotten covered up. It's actually down quite a bit over here now. But, yeah. Have to take care of that. Because, I mean, if that pole failed, it would be a horrible thing. If that pole fell, it would be bad. But the back guy, the way it's set up, no, it wouldn't. Tower wouldn't fall over. It'd lean, but it wouldn't come over. So, and one last thing before we head up, you gotta come over here and pet the good luck turtle. There he is. All right. Tower God should be smiling on us now. Should have no problem heading up there. We've got our, this is my main dedicated load line. This piece of rope is cut to be the right length for my tower, which is 70 foot. So this rope is cut to be the right height for the tower. And once I get up there, I'll have Shane pull me up my bucket. And this white 4-to-1, you can see it's not super long. It's about 12 foot. And I'll put that on my mast with this choker here. And because it has this rope catch right here, you see how it can pull through but not back. That's called a progress capture. So as I pull up, it will only go up and not down. This one has the same thing. This one's made by Petzl, and it's that little toothy jaw right there is a progress capture. This rope is another 4-to-1. It's considerably longer, as you can see, and this is what we're going to use to get the antenna to the top of the tower. Then I will transfer it into the white one so I have control at the top of the tower to get it the rest of the way up. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to head up on the roof here in just a second and go ahead and get the antenna rigged, get the rigging on that, and then head on up to the top. So we'll talk to you in a bit. All right, we're back again up here on the roof again, as indicated by the shingles. Here's the antenna. This is how we set her down last night. Just laid it on the roof so that it couldn't get blown over in the storm. So here's where I'm going to be up there on the silver mast. This will be the bottom of it, and then these guys go to the top. This is a bridle that I've tied. That's a butterfly knot in the middle, bowling on each end, or on the other side of the number 4 and number 5 element. It's a little off-center, the knot here, but as long, and that doesn't really matter so much, as long as the pick points are either side of the center of mass, and your legs are fairly even in length, not these legs, but the legs of the rope are fairly even length, it will pick level. So that's the bridle we're going to use for picking. Again, we're going to use the yellow 4-to-1, which is tall enough to get it to the top of the tower. And then we'll transfer it into the white 4-to-1 to get it on the rest of the way up. So we'll get it to just underneath the gray box up there, which has my terminal block in it for the tail twister rotator up there. The little grid dishes for a 1900 megahertz PCS repeater. And the flag's blowing just nicely in the very light breeze. It's a very light flag because with all these trees, we don't get much breeze. So. All right, next time I holler at you, I'll be up there, and we'll talk to you then.
All right, before we head up, just a little bit about safety. Number one, especially in this heat, stay hydrated. That's not soda or anything, that's just water. Wear a harness. This harness is made by DBI Sala, and it is their rope access / rescue harness. This is the blackout edition because black is cool. So that's the harness I'm wearing. It is a perfectly acceptable harness. Mine, I only have one safety leg on it. If this was commercial work, I would be using this set of safeties that has two. That allows you to keep one set of safeties on at all time for OSHA. Now, I do have my positioning lanyard here, so if I don't have this on, this will be on the tower and hooked to me. And on my way up, I use this device, which I'll show you the cable that goes on and show you the top and how that works. So I'm always hooked to the tower one way or another. If I'm moving around, I'll have this on. If I need to stop and move this safety so I can move further, I will put my positioning lanyard on. This is what I tie myself to the tower with so that I can let go and work with my hands. And I'm not, don't question me when it comes to safety. The stuff I'm doing here is not necessarily by the book. This is my own personal tower. I'm going to climb it how I'm going to climb it. So don't tell me about the book. I own the book. I have been a rescue instructor. So there, Sean Pierce, instructor. And I have been trained forever. Let's see if I can get this out. Oh man, that's stuck. Been trained forever. The first time I trained, and I've been climbing longer than this. We used to not train. You didn't get trained for 2 years. First time I trained is 2009. Service towers right there. That's a company that I ran. I ran my own tower company. I ran a tower company for a couple of guys, Kip and Mark, some really great guys. Anyhow, don't talk to me about safety. I know safety. I know this thing is recalled. The only reason it was recalled is because you can put this on upside down, and guys were putting it on upside down so it wouldn't get caught up and they were being lazy. There is not one reported instance of this failing when being used correctly. So I'm going to use it because it's the best safety climb there is. Other than the one that doesn't have the ear. That one's better. And yes, I'm using a single lanyard. But beyond that, what I'm doing is safe. I'm always tied off. I'm very competent in what I'm doing. Don't free climb your tower. Don't go up with, just some lineman's belt. You need something that will let you position. This belt is made for working in. It's made so you can tie yourself off and work. Get the right gear, use the right equipment, and know what you're doing. So, just wanted to say that before I headed up. Alright, another quick little interlude. There were just a whole bunch more here. I mean, if you look, they're everywhere. Got bees buzzing in the bush. Bush is full of them. These are most likely from my neighbor right down the street, David. He keeps a couple hives, a good number of hives over there, so these are most likely his bees. I get honey from them, so I'm getting honey from bees that are living here in my yard, so yay for bees. Alright folks, here we are. There's our antenna. Here's our tower underneath us. Here's the top of the tower. This box here has the splice terminal in it,
where this cable, which goes down the tower, splices into this one, which feeds the rotator. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this right here. Red, orange, yellow, green is 1, 2, 3, 4. Blue, brown, black, white, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just so I make sure I hook it back up right down in the house. I'll pop that open too here in a minute and make sure that I'm spliced color for color inside there. So this is the rotator. It sits on this plate that is solid in the top of the tower. And then my mast runs through this sleeve right here into the top of the rotator. And so that's how I'll spin my antenna. The antenna will be mounted to that mast lightning rod on the top, so that lightning will hit it and not the antenna. This cable is the safety climb device that my that slider goes on. Then this is spring loaded inside here with the terminator at the top, so that and that moves with you up and down, so you don't have to constantly hook off as you climb. This is my safety right here. It's around the leg of the tower, and you try to preferably have that above your back as high as you can. So what we're going to do, this yellow, this pulley, it's 2 pulleys here, and the bottom of it has 2 more pulleys, and this creates what's called a 4-to-1. You see one end of the rope is terminated right here. There's an eye on the bottom of the pulley stack, or block stack, or shib stack, whatever you want to call it. The end of the rope terminates there, and the other end pulls out here. This has a little toothy thing on it here, is called a progress capture. So as you pull the rope through, it can't go back. This is the same concept. It's 2 pulleys stacked on top of each other, and down on the bottom you have 2 more pulleys stacked on top of each other. This one also has progress capture in like that. I think I might have shown y'all that already. I don't know if I was shooting video or not, but there we go. So, and this one will go at the top of my mast. So once I get my antenna to this level here, because obviously I can't get any higher than this pulley, I will transfer it into this one and then work it on up the mast. So we're going to go on, head up to the top, get this one set up, and then we'll be heading down and hooking the antenna up and coming on up with it. So we'll touch base then. All right, I guess it is the moment of truth. I'll step back here, get a good shot of this. Might use this as the... Nah, it's not going to be that great for a title screen, but there she is. 4-to-1's hooked up, going to the top, and up top there we got the white 4-to-1 ready to pick it up and take her on up there. So I guess we're going to get to this, and hope y'all are enjoying this. KJ4 PTD.
Alright, well, as you can see, the antenna has been hung. That was a lot bigger of an ordeal than I was expecting, but it's up there, and I had my phone up there with me. I'm sorry I didn't shoot any video once I had it up there, but I was hurting pretty good. I'm actually still hurting pretty good right now. That wore me out and was a lot more difficult than I expected. As you can see, number 4 element is still not on there. It's laying on the ground over by the tower still. I will go back up there next weekend, put those on, hook up my coax, and show y'all everything then. And explain everything to y'all then, and shoot some video while I'm up there. But yeah, by the time I got that up there, got the guy system, you can see the wires that are going out to the tips of the boom, or almost to the ends of the boom, to hold the extra weight up. Got that up. But by the time I got everything up there and secured and bolted down, I didn't have anything left in me to shoot any video for you. So we'll go ahead and call it here. I don't know how long this is. This is long enough, so we'll call it part 1. Next weekend, I'll go up there. I'll get the coax hooked up, put those, like I said, put those last 2 elements on. Come down here, hook up my rotator cables and my coax. I've got a remote switch, coax switch that I'll be putting in and show you too. So until then, I hope you've enjoyed this, and this is KJ4 PTD saying 73.